to Conversations on Public Relations. I'm your host, Mary Fletcher Jones. You know, today the reputations of corporations, nonprofits, and leaders are made and sometimes destroyed online. Headquartered in our nation's capital, Levick Strategic Communications has built its business on crisis counseling and communications. As chair of Levick's digital media practice, Dallas Lawrence leads a team that provides high-profile corporate, government, and nonprofit clients with effective online reputation management, crisis response, and social media engagement programs. Let's talk to Dallas about his career and the relationship between social media and reputation. Dallas, welcome to Conversations on Public Relations. Tell me about yourself and how you got started in this work.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. You know, I think I had a fairly interesting route to the public relations business. I started off in politics. I spent most of the last 10 years in political communications up on Capitol Hill as a press secretary for a couple members of Congress. Spent about 5 years in the previous administration, most of that with the Department of Defense, kind of a crisis junkie, you might say. I spent a year in Baghdad as a spokesperson for the coalition government there, and spent about 3.5 years with the Secretary of Defense after that. After kind of the administration came to an end, I decided I wanted to keep up doing things that kept me passionate and were engaging, where you could make a difference. I found my way to PR and have loved it ever since.
What aspects of your work do you enjoy the most?
You know, it's a great question. I really love the fact, especially being at a crisis PR firm, that we are involved in some of the highest stakes communications of the day. And we're not necessarily devising marketing strategies, we're devising save the company strategies for many of these companies or brands or countries that are in crisis situations. So from a counselor standpoint, I love the fact that our work is highly valued, and we're usually plugged in at the highest levels of either the government or the company structure or the brand management systems. So that's really rewarding from a personal standpoint of being able to go to work every day and know that you might have 4 or 5 different clients you're working on, and all of them are appreciative of your support and of your counsel.
How do you see crisis communications evolving today?
Well, you know, the past probably 12 months have been lightning speed pace for the evolution of just public relations in general, but also in crisis communications. You know, if you consider that there are 320 million people on Facebook today, 30 million people on Twitter on any given month, that's their average numbers, 8 hours of YouTube content uploaded every single minute of every single day of the year, and any one of those videos could be the next assault on your brand. It has fundamentally changed the way we do public relations. You no longer have a week to respond to a crisis. You no longer have a couple days to pull your crisis communications team together. You no longer have that luxury. Crisis is happening really in a 1440 news cycle. That's how many minutes we have in a day, and every single one of those minutes can change the life cycle of your brand. And that's a fundamental shift for so many companies that grew up in the day and age where you dealt with 1 or 2 newspapers, and you know, cable news was out there, but nothing at the speed at which we're operating now. And you know, that change, I think, has really necessitated a total shift in the way companies think about protecting their brands. You can no longer be reactive. If in the case of Domino's, if you're not setting up your Twitter account until after the crisis has occurred and more than 1 million tweets have gone out attacking your brand because of a couple nefarious doers at that one location that were uploading some gross video content, you are caught way behind. You're not even on the same playing field as the opposition is today. If you're United Airlines, there's a fantastic story that recently happened with them. For those of you that are familiar with Carol's music, the United Breaks Guitars video, talk about a company that doesn't understand the value of social media. This guy has now become famous. I just checked his YouTube video this morning. Over 5 million people have seen his video about how United poorly handled his guitar and broke it, in the story that he tells about it. And rather than embracing the potential viral sensation this could be and bringing this guy into the United brand, making him maybe a spokesperson for United, a blogger for United, having him do a United theme song, or putting him on, you know, flights for United and reporting about how his baggage has been handled well, United tried to do a cease and desist to stop the process. You know, eventually I think they've come to their senses, but that's just one example of how the DNA is not in many of these large companies to understand the speed in which things have changed and that, as I think the Daily Show called it, aged news, our New York Times paper that we see the next day, really is no longer driving the public relations crises. We often say here that the bloggers and the social networks have really become the assignment editors for traditional media today. What appears in the Huffington Post or in the Daily Kos or in Little Green Footballs at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is what's going to drive the New York Times coverage the next day or drive CNN. And that's a fundamental shift.
So Dallas, you've contributed more than 40 posts to your company's blog, the Bulletproof blog. Tell me what you like about blogging and how you think it benefits your company.
Great question. We've been very focused on how we use the blogosphere, both for our clients in our reaching out to bloggers to advocate and connect bloggers with our clients, but also from a firm branding perspective for Levick Strategic Communications. Our blog presence, Bulletproof blog, one of the top crisis blogs online. We are very on point about it not being a snarky or pile-on blog. It's a thought leadership blog that really gives away the intellectual capital of the firm, whether it's what to do in a product liability recall, what to do when your reputation's under assault, what to do if you're in the middle of litigation communications or investor relations issues. You'll see every day new posts from our firm leaders discussing either topics of the day. We had a post today on Letterman, David Letterman, and the effective ways for him to rehabilitate his reputation in light of the announcement that he had this week on the Late Show. But also, giving that look around the corner. We pride ourselves in being a firm that is very focused on what's coming next, both for our clients to help bulletproof their brands from potential crises, but also from the firm. We want to be positioned to be ahead of the curve using the technological tools for our clients, really before our clients' opponents are using them.
Dallas, thank you for joining us in Conversations in Public Relations. I've learned so much about crisis communications today.
Well, it was great to be with you. I really enjoyed the time, and I hope to follow everyone out there on Twitter. I'm at Dallas Lawrence. I'm also on Facebook, of course, and check out our blog, bulletproofblog.com. We'd love to get your comments from everyone watching. Any guest bloggers, we'd love to have their content as well.